Welcome, it's another week of the North American Online League, and we're starting off our review session in the first place. We have Dan level game to play today, and this is going to be very, very good. Let's go look at the first game between two Dans. These two Dans on the NAOL League, OGS Dans, generally that's about 3 Dan to 4 Dan in the AGA. So you guys are in for a very, very good game. Let's continue to watch. Approach the corner and a pincer. Pincer is a very, very active play. Oftentimes, white is gonna try to get this kind of a press on black. Normally, there's also a joseki that involves jumping out. The simple moves of crawling more will be able to settle this white group. And this is an example of settling by sheer mass. This may be a little bit of a new concept for a lot of us, but when we dissect it, it should not be unfamiliar to us. There's a common saying that on the real life Go board, if the group extends out to 1 foot, the group can live without 2 eyes. On the virtual board, basically, if a group spans half of a quarter of the board, that group is likely going to be able to survive, even if it looks like it has no eyes. So don't get into the habit of trying to capture very, very large dragons. And so this joseki is an example of white. Even though white is being pincered, white is doesn't have eye space, doesn't have territory, white is gonna now be able to take care of himself through sheer mass, or the mass of stones. And this kind of idea is very, very powerful. It'll help you identify what is really weak, what doesn't need defending, and so on. So a very good technique. Survive with sheer mass just by getting a very long and big group. Okay. In the game, white chooses this joseki. Nowadays, this is not as common as people have now basically come to the realization that this old joseki is actually good for black, the group that's on the inside. A small difference, but significant enough to notice. The real reason is it doesn't look particularly impressive by black, but remember that white had a stone at c3, and that stone is totally gone, totally clean off of the board now, and that makes this position a 5 black stone versus 6 white stone position instead of a 5-on-5. So this shape is quite efficient for black only because white is totally wasted 1 stone. So when you see a shape like this, go ahead and Atari make them connect. It is okay. So this is an old joseki to extend out, and I believe the joseki ends with black playing a 2-space extension or a knight's move, something like this if you like. If you're into this kind of a turn, make this turn, but also to extend. Okay, so in this game, black played very actively, just went for the approach on the corner. This is gonna be okay whenever you're very active and you don't finish a joseki, and instead you start a new one, you take a big point. It's never gonna be too bad. As long as you play at a very big place, you can often get away with not playing a last gote move. Okay, so this game continues here. This choice of joseki by white is okay. It's totally okay, but if you wanted to attack the bottom, do something like this. Just make sure you leave enough room where you're not gonna let your opponent get borrow a lot of your weaknesses against you. Something like this: 4, 5, 6, 7, press out, and then black is able to cut. So leave yourself enough room where you don't have to get you don't get hurt by this there's this equal and opposite. For every force there's an equal and opposite reactionary force. You just want to be far enough from the attack where this kind of bounce back doesn't hit you that hard. For example, in this position, some reasonable move like this will leave white with a very comfortable original stone. Whereas if you go too close, and then this attach comes, and then this goes, black is now able to threaten both sides at the same time. Okay, this press is gonna be okay, and let's see what black does here. A move like this one is gonna be, finishing the Joseki is gonna be a very good one, and it sort of feels like black is now completing both Josekis at the same time, which would be very efficient. I would recommend black play a couple of exchange moves, and now play this. This is 4 spaces to the bottom, 2 spaces to the top. It should be pretty efficient. 3 spaces is totally safe. It's also 3 spaces on top. Anyway, I recommend something like this. In the game, black pressed first and then played the knight's move. Probably okay, but just realize that later on, if no fighting comes in this area, then because of the fact that we played a move at c11, A is not gonna do that much for black, as opposed to the B stone, which is gonna help white surround the top. A helps black surround the left-hand side, but you already played c11, so you don't need anything to help you surround there. So now white has a couple of choices. Defend the top, play on the left, make a knight's move, pressing kind of a move. Right now the press does seem to be a very, very attractive move, mostly because you sort of bait out the hane, and then white can connect, and this is going to be a tough position for black. So if you do press, white black is likely to extend, and this just makes white even stronger here, makes the left-hand side not so important anymore, and so on. Another move is to, black is stronger over here on the left upper side, and if we do this in an exchange kind of way, making exchanges kind of way, afterwards you can imagine white wrapping around and then really sealing in this black group. And white has suffered almost no damages. Black is like a little bit stronger on the left top, but the attack is noticeably very, very strong. Here, however, once you do get a very strong attack, make sure you do not go, overboard with your attacks. When black plays 8, for example, make sure you think twice before committing to something like this diagonal move, where black has a chance now to counter attack and surround you instead. Here's the shape. Make sure you always be strengthening the weakest attacking stones. Force black to live, totally fine. Black is not gonna damage you if he survives himself, so it's gonna be okay. Here, because white now has 1 more stone, this is a regular Joseki move. I'd recommend something a little, either you go a little further now, or maybe you extend here. This is accentuating the exchange that was made earlier, or maybe connect. The game is totally fine though. The game is not going to be a bad move. Okay, so approach the corner, and white plays a very interesting 2-space, the large jump. Should be fine. Just make sure you know the follow-ups. Let's see the follow-ups. A regular follow-up is white just extends and black plays this knight's move with or without this hane connect. And that's a pretty even shape. White does not gain any territory, but white can continue to attack black and does have the initiative across the whole board. In the game, white extends down. Clearly, this is designed to prevent the Hane Connect Sente from happening. And if black does anything other than the Hane, black looks like black is in a little bit of trouble. So this extend is a fine move. Black has to Hane now to create some weaknesses in white's shape. Let's see if this happened. In the game, black jumped. Okay. Let's see. So white blocks, and yes. So this move comes after all. The next move, however, is a little difficult. If black cuts, this is a slightly difficult position for black, although black may still win this liberties race. This is exactly what happened. Black played the strongest move, the cut. Okay. This actually may look very unfamiliar to us, but it has a very, very normal and reasonable joseki that it comes out of, and that comes out of this. There's a joseki that goes something like the following. We know about this one. White cuts, black connects, white ataris, black plays here, and white captures. This is a joseki, but sometimes white plays this extend down move, and black can connect, and this reverts back to a well-known shape, joseki shape. But when white extends at R16, the natural move for everyone is to block and go into the 3-3. And then this is another joseki, and that ends with white capturing here. And so in this shape, in the game, is very, very close to this shape, which is joseki, which means both sides are okay, neither side is in trouble. White doesn't capture one laddered stone, but white spends one less move on the outside. So the thickness is counteracted by having one extra move. However, here, white needs to, because remember in the joseki shape, white had a panuki plus 1 shape, 5 stone shape, captured 1 black stone. Here, it's very important for white to recognize that white doesn't have as strong a shape, and if white does anything, black will atari, force white into a slightly redundant shape. So here, the important move here is for white to extend here. This is going to be sente. Black's most regular move is to block on the inside, and here now white gets the compensation by playing these moves on the outside. Black gets a big corner, white gets a very, very strong outside. And this is probably about equal. Yes, indeed, it was about equal. Now, with that other shape, it looks like, black captures a lot more than the joseki shape that we showed here. It looks like, black, instead of playing 10 right here, black plays like this and captures even more. However, this is slightly good for white, and the thing to realize is white extends, there are some aji involved, and the key is to use this aji as well as possible. So white does go ahead and do this. White turns, black plays the block. Again, the most important thing is to extend right now. You could imagine black playing here to clamp down on the white liberties. Here, the important move is to cut and then hane, or to play the hane right away and then cut. The key here is if black ataris here, white can atari here, and make a ko in the corner. This because normally white loses the corner. This ko is very, very light for white. And so likely white is going to be able to get a 2-stone ko-thread combination, and that's going to be very good. If black connects, then white can block on the outside. This is still going to be a ko at the end. And so usually black is going to probably extend here to avoid the ko. That makes 7 a sente move because Q19 is going to still form this ko coming up next. Basically, what's going to happen is that black is going to end up capturing at R19 in Gote, and so all of this exchange is designed to get white this O18 Hane in Sente, which is worth probably around 8 or 9 points. And so this gain is what white gains, and white still has the 3 liberties with which white is gonna press down on the black on the outside. So black gets slightly more on the right hand side, white gets more this free O18 move on the top. This is the important thing related to this corner. Okay, so in the game, because white just Hanes in the inside, now after black captures, this Hane block allows black to capture basically in Sente. In other words, before white blocked, white Haned, black played something on the inside. Now black just is able to block. Next, black can still capture at N18. So here, this move T18 is gonna lose white a lot of Aji, which is a couple of points. Okay. Still, white needs to realize that it's not the end of the world to get rid of to sacrifice a corner, and this is still going to be a relatively even game. White by 0.4, so this is still even. Of course, if you imagine having having something like 3 and 4, white is going to be way better. So that's why the key move is to play this extend first, and then play this cut, and then play this move. After we play 5, this is likely to be Sente, and black now is going to be a little bit worse, and white is going to be a little bit better. Okay, so in the game, white decides to not sacrifice and save these stones. Strongest move by black is to block, and the key here, white only has one choice. Well, I guess white can make an eye, but making an eye is not going to be, is not likely going to be good. White basically has to cut. And the key move here for black is to Atari first, get white to 3 liberties, and then extend. For 4 liberties here. If white isn't able to capture black on the outside, white is a goner. Another thing black can do to make this a bit safer is to Atari here first. This gives white a chance to capture, but if all the ladders do not work for, for example, if this ladder does not work for black, and it does not work for black right now, this would be important. So something complicated like the following will happen, with white making a very good turn. Black is gonna Atari here, white is gonna Atari here, and we'll have this exchange at the end here. Okay, so right now black needs to play those moves. Okay, let's see. So black does extend, white does press, black plays here. This is all as we had expected, and here it is very important for white to play that turn, or this cut will do about the same thing. Basically, black will do the same thing. Okay, black needs to Atari here now. And the key here is if white saves the stones, black can Atari here and then safely capture this one white stone. There's no more ladders to the outside. So white's move now is going to be Atari here on the inside or Atari here on the outside. This is a shape that we did talk about, and Anyways, that's the move. Let's see. Oh my god. He did play this. Okay, I had not expected Black to be able to come up with this. I had felt that this was a relatively tough move to come up with. But in the game, Black did come up with this move, so congratulations, Black, for coming up with the move. And if you guys are watching and you guys thought about this move and you guys came up with this move yourselves, congratulations, give yourselves a pat on the back. I, one Dan Pro, did not expect the 3 to 4 Dan players to come up with this Atari. So if you did, you have done a very, very good job. Okay, Black extends white Ataris, and Black makes the Atari again, and then captures. These two exchanges looks okay, but is actually slightly bad for Black. Black prefers to just capture later, play this Atari, and then this is Black capturing the inside. So actually, right now, White needs to extend. And so then Black can connect. Just compare this to the actual game shape, which is instead of capturing here at T12, White would have had T11 as an extend. And later when Black presses here, this cut would have been Atari. In this game, it is not. Okay, as White here, this move needs to be a little bit farther away because Black is very strong now, and so if you do anything close to Black, you sort of bait your opponent to invade, and then you would have surrounded no territory. Okay, Black does play in the right direction, but this is a reduction move, and so this is as if White did play right, and then Black and White exchanged these two moves, like a move here at J15 and a move here at M15, which is no big deal. We can't tell who gains or loses. So this reduction move doesn't go far enough and does allow White to sort of recover. Okay, here for sure, when Black played the 2-2 point, it's a perfect time to play this push and then cut, because even though Black had one more stone on the inside, it is still not enough to win this Liberty's race. White will win this by 1 Liberty. And yes, after we play 11, after we get, right now Black cannot block, White would Atari and Atari, and as soon as you get Black to go extend one more time, get that Atari next. So this is a perfect time to do this. White extends here, which is reasonable as well, but it does give Black the first move on the bottom, and Black comes over to attack White. White seems still relatively strong, so this is a bit not recommended for Black. The large knight's move shape here, if you can, make sure you capture Black with like this peeping move, as opposed to in the game where White sacrifices 1 stone for 1 eye. This is like a little bit too defensive, including the next move. Take the time to invade the right or to invade the left. Okay, so this diagonal move is very, very slow. I'd much rather see this move, or at least this knight's move. This is also the local shape. But what I would like to see most of all is more sustainable development on the lower side. Okay, so this gives White a valuable Sente move, and White extends here. This looks like a very slow move, but just check this out. After White plays something in the middle here, and if White gets Black surrounded, Black actually has Black needs to play this move in order to live, and it's a very big, it's a lot of pressure on this one Black group. This is a consistent move with M15, so this is looks very slow, but it's actually quite good by White. So good job by White coming up with this move. However, the next part here, this part, there's no need to continue to capture this 1 stone. We can take the time to invade the bottom. If we do capture, because white has now a very strong shape, white can attempt to do this in sente, something like this. And then white can get everything. White can get the territory and the sente. So in the game, white loses sente, does give black a chance to do something on the bottom. However, it's noticeably very, very big. For example, this white group is noticeably much bigger than the black territory on the left. So that cannot be faulted. Relatively high level gameplay so far. Here, I'd like to see white try to exploit this cut a little bit. But that also has its risks and everything. Okay, so a few moves happened here, and white took the reduction approach instead of the invasion approach. Again, if you can invade, always try to invade. Don't do the small reductions, because when you reduce, your opponent still makes 80% of what he set out to make, and when you invade, you can counterattack. When you reduce, you cannot usually counterattack. So here, white enters a relatively rough, tough spot. Here, it's important for white to just keep himself relatively safe. In the game, white also needs to block in order to continue the fighting here. Although I can understand why white would not do this. This shape getting cut is very, very bad, however. When you're in a tough spot, it's usually not good to commit to a very, very tough fight against the opponent, something like this fight. White is already at a tough spot. Just think something like this is going to be sente, and black can capture a lot of white stones. And if even if white, black just plays this way, the 4 stones are still captured. So the gains just are not worth the losses. So here, black gains a lot, here, for example, the move we mentioned before, this will capture 16, 17 points. Black played the Hane, which is also kind of big, but when black answers here, right now, white has a very good move to sacrifice the 2 stones in the middle in order to pull together all of the white positions on the outside, like this. In the game, white does something even more aggressive. This move push, okay, black blocks, and then here white goes for the cut. This block doesn't seem very good because if white takes a stone, then white can cut Atari and then Atari. All this is sente, and then white plays a large knight's move. Black has only 1 eye and dies. So if this happens, white can capture 3 black stones. This is clearly good for white. So this block exposed a big weakness. So likewise, this cut now allows black to turn around the situation too. Black can now push here, Atari here, and then play the capture of the two stones. So it's 2 stones for 3 stones, relatively even. White can cut the black group off, but remember black had a very nice Q19 move to make an eye on the top and then to connect here, and now black survives on both sides. This is what black needed to do at this moment. In the game, another thing may have been to connect, but if you do play this way, it also doesn't seem it also allows white to save the middle stones in sente. White also saves the 4 stones, and no one has any territory in the middle. Okay, so in the game black Ataris, here this gives white a chance to do that same shape that we talked about, the cut and then the Atari and then the connect is gonna be is eventually gonna be sente. Is eventually going to be sente. White is going to play on the outside, and then black is going to have to connect. So white loses no stones in any case. And this is exactly what happened, and white Right now, the move here is a very good move. The connect is a very good move. For black to capture anything against white, black has to push. Here's a good move is to play here to try to cut black. If black allows white to cut, the upper side dies, as we talked about before. And the other move is for black to play this kind of thing on the connect the stones, but this allows white to connect in Sente at 7 and then save the white stones at 9. And this is very, very good for white. For one thing, there's this snapback. For another thing, white can continue to attack the outside. There's only gains, no losses for white. So here was a great opportunity missed by white to connect there. So in the game, white does allow black to link up. However, no damage was done to white. Black did destroy white's middle potential. So this game continues very, very close. That was a very good opportunity by white. Okay, so this game goes into the end game, and this is a big move. Pretty reasonable end game by both sides, and we go from the large end game to the small end game, with white being slightly ahead. Okay, very, very close. However, this was a very, very good matchup. Okay, this was all played. White has a very ever so slight edge. I see. White plays here, black plays here, white connects, and the game. It looks like the game is about to end when white plays this move. Black plays the last point. This move was a Sente move. Black needed to play very carefully here. I guess any move that takes white's liberties would have been okay. No big deal. Game continues and ends. White up by 1.5 points. Black takes the last point, and here this ends up in a co-situation here. And what ended up happening is white captured more stones here. Captured 6 stones, saved, destroyed 3 points, captured 6 stones. White gained 15 points with this co. And so the game ended here. So this game we saw a lot of complex fighting. The game was very close throughout, and at the end there we saw some very good Tetsujis. A very, very good game. Let's continue and watch the next one. Next game we have a 1-dan and a 1Q. K Lee. K Lee, I don't know who that is. A PC Go I have seen before. Let's take a look at this game. This game has AI enabled. This is good. Okay. Yes, nowadays, whenever the high approach to the corner happens, it's almost always a default move to play the attach underneath. It's okay. It's relatively still even. White is only up by 1 point, and white starts off being up by 1 point as well, under the AGA rules with 7.5 komi. Okay, so totally fine for both sides so far, and white does go for the very common attachment Joseki. Now both of these players are showcasing the most modern Josekis, including this approach move. It's very, very good. It's very AI friendly, so totally fine. This exchange is white defending the corner, but in exchange black is also very, very strong now. This should be relatively okay as well. I would play the further out move here just because I am a little bit afraid of the black's invasion pincer attack. Although this is, it's probably just as well being. These are both okay. So far in this opening, both players have played extremely strong, and I probably couldn't have played as well an opening as these guys. So very, very good job here. These exchanges from this moment on, these 3 exchanges likely favored white though. a little bit, yes, favored white because black gained a few stones towards the middle. White gained a lot of stones that helps to surround the territory. Very concrete gains. However, black does have moves facing the middle, which is going to help black attack the two stones. So here comes black over to attack the two stones on the top. Whenever this kind of a double hane position happens and you can get away with Atariing over here and making your opponent into an empty triangle shape, it's almost an automatic do. So just do it. It's not going to be bad. Generally, white will prefer this shape, getting an Atari, versus a shape that looks like this. For example, this is very clean. I would just run as white, run as quickly as possible, something like this. In the game, white attaches. This has a good chance to succeed because attachments do tend to get the opponent to play many moves that are close in together. And this is sort of like hugging your opponent in order to make him not able to punch you very hard. So this is fine in terms of getting the attachments, but they have a big risk because you are playing next to your opponent's thickness. It is very, very risky. So for example, these kinds of moves will be very, very strong. Cutting moves would be very, very strong. So here I would definitely recommend white to again make that Atari, maybe make an extend so that white makes more territory, and then just run away as fast, as quickly as possible, something like this. When white connects, it's okay if you can get your opponent to block, but what if he doesn't block, right? What if he starts surrounding you right away? It's very, very risky. However, in the game, it's likely to have succeeded, and that's okay, that connect is okay, but the next move, this one is again very, very dangerous. For one thing, if black cuts you, you risk losing some stones on the inside when you didn't have to, and secondly, black could also make a peep and then attack you as a whole. Another problem for white is something here with the Atari, and then something like this. Now black is able to ladder this, and so white has to play the block, and then this kind of thing. This turn is going to be sente. If you protect the double Atari, this is a ladder, so this kind of thing is very potentially problematic for black. For example, 9, if white blocks, black Ataris, and then Ataris here, if you extend, he captures you. So now you have to play here, and then he captures. This is very, very tough for white. There's a very glaring weakness there too. So multiple weaknesses for white. Let's see. So black peeped here. We always prefer to peep in a way that also strengthens ourselves, which is strengthening our cuts here. If this can also peep, we should do this. If this can also peep, we should do this. If connect is also a peep, we should do this. And if we don't need any of that, we can just cut. So in the game, even though it looks like black got white to answer here, but the one black stone at N8 is not really helping black very much, while connecting white's stones are always useful for settling a group. And white does turn, so here white is doing a very good job of not letting black off easy. Here I would just make this Atari first, just because after this Atari, it's relatively easy to sacrifice this one stone. That one stone isn't that important anymore after getting this Atari. Okay, so white is really destroying all the territory, and black has had it. Black goes for the attack on the back, on the outside. However, the key move here is to peep here, so we can get 2 sentes instead of just this one, and then extend is not going to be a sente. you can see that white doesn't have an eye here, whereas in this shape, white may make an eye like this, or like this. So this, having an eye here obviously matters a lot to this one group that is under severe attack. For the same reasons, I would recommend black to extend down instead of up. Okay, in any case, white destroyed a lot of black territory, and this group does seem to be okay for now, so I expect this game to be good for white at the moment. White goes for this ko. Here, black can do this peeping move and keep white at no eyes again. This is probably recommended. If white connects, we come back here, still connected. This is even worse for white. So the good thing about this position is that capturing the one stone and the eye space at S12 makes black immune from counterattacks, and that's going to allow black to spend the next couple of moves surrounding white and going for the capture against white. So the peep had to be played now in the game. This ends up in the ko. Ko is still because when black ends the ko now and then connects, black does finally save all the territory on the right hand side. This is acceptable for black. Remember, this is the position that's going to happen on the board, and this is going to be Sente black connects. The next fight is going to be white running out. Just remember this shape and imagine the same shape except white plays here, or black connects and white is running out. Running out seems about the same, except black now doesn't have two eyes and black has to worry about this group. This is what's going to help white get the chance to take care of the group. For example, black has to play 4, 6, 8. And this is what's going to allow white to take care of the group, plus this one additional eye space on the right hand side. This is what's going to allow white to take care of the group, no problem. In the game, this is a ko. Black probably wants to end the ko right now, but since this move is Sente, black cannot be faulted for playing this way either. Find a ko thread. This Atari is also very, very strong. This is going to happen. White has to play T18 because black cannot let black get this Atari. And then black plays here. This is going to be some kind of a ko, or in this case, this is a Seki shape. Peep here first, and this is going to be a Seki shape. And the Seki shape is disaster, of course, for white. You lose the corner, and you still have to make the outside alive. So both of these are good moves now. Black in the game just does that Atari, preserves the ability to capture 3 stones. I'd definitely recommend that Seki variation or ko variation, especially as we are fighting another ko right now. Now is probably white's good opportunity to resolve the ko. First, make half of this alive, and then we can run with the rest. Black is not totally alive. We can also think about saving the big corner and then letting the outside go. This is white by 2, something like that. In the game, of course, I know white is going to connect. You would connect too. I would want to connect too. I may catch myself and stop myself from connecting, but of course, you can't be faulted for connecting there. This is a bit of a dilemma. Black can connect or connect this. I'm sure he connected the ko in the game. So now black needs to find a ko thread, and I'm not sure if something like this is big enough. Something like this is clearly not big enough. Just remember, if white captures both of these important areas, black has to play a dame move to run home later. and that's going to be too big. So let's see where black finds this co-threat. Black just blocks. That's a good move too. Just remember, when white captures, the next move here, take white's corner and attack the remaining half of white's corner. Very big success. So I wonder if white blocks here. White has had it. No more co-threats. Ideally, white would want to play the corner and then capture, but yeah, this way white is still safe. But yes, where is white's other co-threat? I can't find anything for white either. So white cannot be faulted for resolving the ko, and black does play this move. Oh, very good, very high level, very well played. And so now white is in a very tough spot. Even though white got a ko, white wasn't able to resolve the ko in a timely manner, so black got more than enough compensation, and white still has a weak group coming up next. So this is good for black at this moment. You see, so black preserved about as much territory, but black also destroyed white's corner. And black is totally alive now. So this move, yeah, this is a tough spot. I would use the block and something like this. I would definitely do something like this and just make this alive and then go on to the rest of the game. I say this because black's corner is totally alive, captured 3 stones. Black's middle is totally alive, it's connected to this corner with 10 points. Black's top is totally alive, so white is facing a lot of strong positions on the outside for black, and so black has nothing to worry about. Just play M18, take away white's eye space in Sente, and then whatever happens later, black is gonna be able to, just for one thing, white has less points, black has more points, and what's gonna happen later is white's not totally alive, and black later can still attack white with moves such as this one, or black may connect and then just get another capture in Sente. All ways of profiting from this situation. I see this shape happen twice, so if white is watching our review, this is not the shape. You would prefer this kind of a shape, just stay 1 space off of the opponent. If you do attach, you have to play the Hane or the extend back with the idea that later you're going to play that Hane on the top. So basically 2 choices, Hane at the top or Hane at the second line, or extend back. Extend back is basically just saying I'm going to Hane later. It's still the same as Hane at the top. So when you extend up, this move is this knight's move is very, very strong as a cut, and when you have to spend a move to protect the cut, we slow ourselves down, and this is going to be good for black. In the game, black does capture 1 white stone. The game is now very black favored, mostly because the top, black got 5 more points, white has 5 less points, and on the left, black surrounds another 10 points. So this in and out is not a large number of points. Okay, and here we see white defending back there in Gote. White looks like white may survive the middle at the end with this ko. Oh, good job by white. In hindsight, it would be better for black to just connect. White connects and plays a knight's move to capture these 5 stones. But too late. Still, black still is able to capture 5. It's just that white has slightly better shape on the outside. No big deal. So very, very well played game by black this game. I don't expect much to happen. Even though white saves these, it's like a 12-point end game. White may have gained some back, but it's not going to affect the end result of this game. So this is 14. White plays this following stuff to save 5 stones for 10-11 points. Black gets to play another endgame move. Black destroys a couple points there, so the overall gain is less significant than it seems. And so I don't expect much more to happen. Very, very high quality game played in this one, a very complicated ko. And it came down to that one ko thread. White would like to play S17 in Sente just one more time, but was not able to find that one more ko thread, falling behind. And then the 2 attachments and extending up moves was a few more losses by White here. This attach and then extend up lost some ice space and territory, and then later here this attachment and extend up lost another 1 stone. So this sealed Black's victory. But yes, players of these 2 players showed very, very strong skill. Usually losing a stone or 2 does not, 1 or 2 mistakes does not decide a game, and in that one game, a couple of minor mistakes did end the game, and that was so that just shows how strong both players played. So we have a third game, and today Alonso Rowdy play we have seen before. Which is Led Senso, we have seen before, a 1Q player. Okun is a new player, a 1Q. He is a very famous player if he is the famous Andy Okun. If he's Andy Okun, he is very, very famous. He used to be the president of the AGA. He has done a lot of initiatives for the AGA, overseeing the Go Congresses and everything. So a very helpful person to the Go community. Thank you, Andy, for the helping with the AGA. Okay, if it is Andy Okun, then we are in for a treat. How the president, the longest serving president of the American Go Association, how good is he at the Go itself? Let's see. He is playing White, very, very, even though White played this 3-5 E17 opening, after that opening, Andy Okun has played very, very tight and defensive afterwards. Okay, place this. Oh, and a very deep invasion here, a very charismatic invasion too. This is aiming at going into the 3-3 with a super large knight's move. This is quite a artistic move. I recommend just blocking in the corner, or as the gameplay showed, play here. Another artistic move to follow this one is a knight's move, and he plays this very, very right. So good job. Very good to see here. Certainly a lot of imagination. This following will result in a very complicated ko battle. We could play this, but it's a ko, so and Black stands to lose a lot. So I understand if that was not played. Anyways, Black attacks, White plays M18 too, and then jumps. So very, very reasonable moves. However, here Andy Okun, I would recommend that he just jumps out as fast as possible. Again, because once White plays P15, still there is nothing White can do against the Black corner, and P15 will not help us very much for anything. So might as well run as quickly as possible into the center, let Black play like a move here, because that's not going to surround any territory either. So P15 is at a very small location. That is where, yes. And so here, White, we can see here in the game, White has spent many moves here just surrounding, just making some ice space. Rather than spend all these moves making ice space, why don't we just spend a couple of moves just just running out as quickly as possible or connecting to our stones. Or better yet, play here, take away black's eye space, play here, play an endgame while we make an eye for ourselves and make ourselves relatively safe at the same time. This move is against our thickness principle, in which you're playing close to the opponent's thickness, and you allow, of course, your opponent to play outside of your move and the thickness. Okay, so in the game, black should gain a lot as a result of this, and black does gain a lot as a result, mostly because of how slow white played or how inefficient white played, because these moves are close to black's very, very thick corner. Always remember, the corners are strong. That's why the corners are played first. In Go, the corners are a great place to build strengths. Yes, it's a great place to surround territory, but just realize territory is strength. And here white goes against the strengths, plays next to black's very strong areas, loses one stone, and pays a price for it. He doesn't pay the ultimate price for playing next to your opponent's thickness. You and I, we both know what the ultimate price is, right? The ultimate price is always death, right? So let's see if white will pay the ultimate price in this game for disobeying the thickness principle. Okay, white continues to look for trouble here, and he is able to connect this out, which is good job by white. However, well, this move is pretty nice too. There's no cut here, and this move just protected this outside cut here. So once again, white destroyed some black territory, but black has played all these moves on the outside. And white, oh no, Andy Okung, the president of the AGA, plays a cut, dies, extends out, and also dies. Oh no, Andy Okung, that's not very presidential of our previous president. Anyways, big losses by white there, but so now black is in a very oh no. Andy peeps, thinking this will help white run out, but black Atari's here, and this is a textbook squeeze. Oh, how pretty is this, guys? How pretty is this? And unfortunately, Andy Okung does pay the ultimate. Well, part of Andy Okung pays the ultimate price. Let's see if the other part, the last remaining question in this game. So black is winning by a lot now. The last remaining question is Andy Okung, the former president, gonna pay the ultimate price for playing too close to the opponent's thickness? Oh, come on! Is he gonna pay? He runs out. Oh, good. I don't know. Black did not go for the kill right now. Black could have done this for sure. He does not. I don't know why, but Andy may survive after all and not pay the ultimate price. He does. He runs out. Andy Okung does not pay the ultimate price for going against the thickness principle. However, here the move was to make the eye here, because we can still make an eye here for white. This would have been Andy Okung avoiding all, living with all the relevant groups. However, he messes this one up, and when black plays here, this group dies too, and this game ends here. So what do you guys think? Did Andy Okung live up to the presidential image that he cultivates? What do you guys think? Have you guys personally had a chance to play with our president or former president of the AGA? Let me know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. today we are straight, very very nice, straight at the 1 hour mark. 7:59 here. Coming up later is the next review session. Expect 8 o'clock, a review session. Also, we're in the main room, so
Main room, there's
we
no
actually, yeah,
lag.
yeah, we actually had a little bit more time than we could have gone on to 8:30, but let's just say this was very good and good to see Andy Okun playing in the North American Online League.
Yeah, I had no idea. It's like,
Yeah, 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 and yeah, get your presidential win while you can join the North American Online League. You get a chance to play with the AGA president. He's playing at the 1Q to 3Q, or, around the 1Q league. So this could be your chance to snipe Andy Okun. If you had anything about Andy Okun didn't take my advice and comments and feedback on this on the U.S. Open tournament. This is your chance to get your revenge on Andy Okun. So join the North American Online League. See you guys in the next reviews and enjoy all your games. Uh,
okay, thank you, Michael. This was great as usual.
See
So,
you
as
guys.
Michael said,